Boy, do I have a crazy ass video for you guys today. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Danielle. Please, before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Okay, so before we get into the main thing I want to discuss here, as usual, I need to give you guys a little bit of context. But before I do, I just want to know how many of you remember McKamey Manor?
Get those hands up. Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
It's all over for you, okay?
You know that YouTube channel that used to post literal videos? Well, if you've never heard of it, don't worry. Mama's here. I got you. I'm gonna fill you guys in. Basically, the TLDR is there's this guy named Russ McKamey, and he used to own a haunt or a haunted tour, basically a haunted house that he would do tours through called McKamey Manor. At first, it was in San Diego until he had to relocate, and then he moved to Tennessee. But the people who have actually gone through the haunt itself are saying that it's so bad, so that it's really not a haunt at all. It's more like his very own personal torture chamber, and I would have to agree. Now, I want to show you guys what I'm talking about, but it seems a little iffy. It's really iffy because it's just so incredibly dark. So if I can post some clips of it, I'll try.
To this day, I still feel inside of me that I'm still being tortured. No, God, stop! I hope that I will recover from it inside of me and in my soul. I don't think I ever will, unless I see Russ McKamey in prison for the rest of his life. I want them to pay. I want justice. I want my soul back.
There's even a documentary on Hulu about this called The Monster Inside. And this man, Russ, was abusing these participants. And you know what? You can't even call them participants. Let's call them what they are. They're victims. He would abuse these victims by waterboarding some of them, kicking them, punching them, allegedly. This is all alleged. Allegedly pulling their teeth out, them, cutting their hair off. He allegedly even attached someone to chains being pulled by a truck, dragging them across the asphalt. And then he would freaking film this and create his own sick little twisted homemade horror films and post parts of it to his YouTube channel.
I tell you right now, a lot of things we're doing, not legal at all.
The thing is, he wouldn't actually post what really happens in the tour, but he would post little snippets of it and mainly just people's reactions after they've been through the tour. So people were kind of left guessing what actually happened during the tour. Nobody actually knew, but we knew it was bad because of people's reactions when they got out.
Wow. As you can see by the way I look, my lips, this is no joke. It's no laughing matter. For all of you that really want to do this, trust me, you don't. You do not want to do this. It's terrifying. It's so hard. I can't really explain what I went through, but let me tell you, it was crazy. I'm a little shaken up, so I'm having a hard time bringing myself to come to words. My face hurts pretty bad. I can't tell if my nose is broken, but you can see my lips. My tattoo got torn. My knee, if you can see it. This is so intense. Oh God. I really don't have much words to say right now, except for this was one of the most exhilarating experiences of my life.
I mean, guys, this is a really disturbed person, and in my opinion, he's a psychopath. It was so bad, he would make the participants sign a 40-page waiver, and the waiver stated that there was all kinds of crazy ass risks, stuff like serious bodily injury, brain injuries, teeth loss, tattoos, having their fingernails removed, even death. I mean, guys, the list goes on and on. Like I said, this thing was 40 freaking pages, so it was long. And not only did all of the participants need to be medically cleared by a doctor, but they also had to provide proof of health insurance.
Hey everybody, it's Russ coming at you right here from McKamey Manor. Hey look, I get lots of questions about trying to get in to take a tour. Why is it so difficult? First off, we are the only haunted house, and yes, we're a haunted house, that has a screening process, that you have to meet requirements. I mean, nobody does that. And why do I do it? So I can get the best folks to torture. How about that? Yeah! All right, whatever. But look, we are very serious about getting the right people here. You gotta be physically qualified, mentally qualified, background checks, drug test, insurance. Gotta go through an hour-and-a-half screening with several people, answer a lot of questions. I mean, it's not easy. Why do I do that? I mean, I could be like everybody else and just let whoever in, right? But we don't. We want the best of the best. That's the way it's always been. And again, I am the only haunted house that does that. Nobody does. No one looks at people the way we do. No one monitors the entire situation. Only McKamey Manor. So if you think you've got what it takes and you're willing to go through the process, because you have to jump through hoops, people. We're not letting knuckleheads in here. This is a non-knucklehead zone.
And guys, these tours, some of them were like 10 to 12 hours long. People were coming out of these tours with serious injuries. Broken bones, missing teeth, bruises, and completely covered in blood. And what makes this even more dangerous was that there was no safe word. Apparently, an immersive haunt is a thing. It's a little taboo, but it's a thing that people like to do. And the thing that all these immersive haunts have in common is a safe word, so that when things get too intense or you simply can't handle it mentally or physically, you can say the safe word and have them stop. Well, there wasn't one at McKamey Manor. And this was something that Russ would actually brag about online. I'm sure that's going to come back to bite him in the ass soon. Granted, all these other immersive haunts are asking to please not call McKamey Manor a haunt because it's giving them a bad name. Even they all agree that McKamey Manor is no haunt. They're all saying it's a torture chamber. So you might be wondering, why would anybody in their right mind agree to do this? Especially if there's a 40-page waiver. Well, not only are a lot of people who do these types of things extreme thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies, but there's also a $20,000 grand prize offered to anyone who is able to complete the haunt. That's pretty convincing if you ask me. Well, surprise, surprise, there was never any cash prize to begin with, because anytime someone would get close to beating it, Russ would up the ante and make it impossible for them to finish. I mean, he was completely torturing these people big time. I mean, some of these people are now living with severe trauma, PTSD, and even physical wounds that are gonna last a lifetime. And the thing is, anybody who would leave and speak out against the manor, because obviously after so many people have had bad experiences, people were starting to create forums online talking about what happened to them and the injuries they were left with. Well, Russ would send all of his little cronies to attack them, discredit them, dox them, you name it. Some of his old employees that have quit and left have described it as a literal cult. They all described Russ as a cult leader.
The entire business side of McKamey Manor is run by a group of moderators. The thing about these moderators, though, is they are fully brainwashed and do whatever Russ tells them to do. Like, listen to what happened to this guy when he decided to ask Russ a question.
I questioned him one time, and it's just like a switch flipped, and I was public enemy number one. I was fucking humiliated and harassed.
If you start asking any kind of questions at all, Russ gets so fucking offended. It's just like a cult, just like a fucking cult.
And what's really crazy is that Russ wasn't even getting anything out of this. He wasn't making any money from it because it was completely free to get in. All you had to do for entry was bring dog food. I'm not kidding. That's all. And apparently the only way the manor was even able to run was because Russ allegedly came into some money from his ex-wife. But Russ, he works at Walmart. Yep, you heard me. He works at Walmart. Walmart by day, torture chamber by night. Lovely. So to me, the fact that he isn't doing this for money further proves that he's a psychopath. Why else would he be doing this? Why are you running a torture chamber with a 27,000 person waitlist to feed his sick, twisted fantasies? That's what I think it's for. So this all took place in San Diego. Eventually, Russ moved to Tennessee, where the manor stopped running. But Russ continued to claim it was operational. We know this because a YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben infiltrated it.
The list is long. As of last year, over 17,000.
Boom, just applied for McKamey Manor. It's probably gonna be about 10 to 20 years until I can go through. Well, I've been accepted, guys. Also, it hasn't been 10 to 20 years. It's literally been like an hour. I don't know how I jumped to the front of the line, but looks like it's my lucky day.
You might be wondering, if there's a 27,000 person waitlist, how did he get accepted so quickly? Well, someone who used to work at the manor claims Russ gets his waiting list numbers by adding up his followers on all platforms. So there's that. Now, little did Russ know, but Ben was probably the worst person that he could ever have go through the manor, because not only is Ben no stranger to extreme sports, but he is extremely smart and able to beat Russ at his own game.
But I'm determined to win this $20,000, so I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make it through this haunted house. I mean, I'm pretty used to going to the hospital. I practically have a hospital frequent flyer pass. I'm there so much.
Dude, I think I broke my neck again. Are you serious? Wait, really?
My whole life, I've been the kind of person to take huge risks. I love pushing my body to its absolute limit.
I told them I wasn't gonna leave until I either land the double backflip or until I injure myself.
The whole weight of my arm is just on this bone.
Boone calls himself Reckless Ben.
Honestly, there is no way I could summarize Ben's series. I wouldn't be able to do it justice. But basically, Ben turned the tables on Russ and used his smarts to give him a taste of his own medicine. And it was absolutely glorious to see. Just to let you know how smart this kid is, like genius. I feel like this guy should literally have a Netflix series or something. That's just my opinion. I was so impressed by the series. My God. So now you've got this combination of someone who's extremely physically fit, who's used to pushing his body to the absolute limit on a regular basis, mixed with someone who's also extremely intelligent. And that combined, it was so easy for him to beat Russ at his own game, and it was just magical. Like I said, I can't get into the whole series and do it justice, but he would do things like change the waiver. There was like an NDA portion, and he changed it and then signed it.
They're going to send you part 1 of the contract, which has the non-disclosure.
Participant understands that if they violate this agreement, that they agrees to pay Russ McKamey Manor $50,000 as damages. Well, I'm going to take that. $1 of damages now. Hopefully he doesn't realize that we changed this and he just signs it, because he has to sign it right here, so.
The plan was foolproof, because in the United States, if you sign something, you have to stand by it.
Boom. $1.
He hacked the footage before he even went through the haunt, because you know how Russ likes to film everything. And obviously you can't bring a cell phone because he doesn't want you capturing what really goes on inside. So Ben hacked the system to obtain the footage so he could reveal the truth about what happens at McKamey Manor, exposing everything behind the scenes.
We're turned onto the road, I'm gonna end the video. This is where the footage ends on my part, but rest assured guys, this isn't where the video ends. You see, McKamey Manor actually live streams every person's experience that goes through to a secret closed Facebook group. And with just a little bit of hacking, I downloaded all of the footage.
Showtime.
I just want to say that from this point on in the video, I will be breaking the NDA contract I signed, because I'm right about to finally reveal all of Russ's secrets to you guys. And that breaks the NDA contract, not allowed to do that. But I am a man of my word, so I am going to give Russ $1, which is the exact amount that we agreed upon in our NDA contract in case I break it. So I am on my way to send Russ the $1 through the mail right now. So Russ, you will be receiving your $1 very soon.
He spoofed Russ's phone number, making his employees think that he hacked into Russ's phone.
I'm really concerned about you hacking into my phone number. That's illegal to do that. You understand, right?
Oh.
The reality is that I just went to the Apple App Store and downloaded an app. It's one of those apps that like probably 9-year-olds use to prank their friends. Yeah, Russ is experiencing his own mind games. How do you like the taste of your own medicine?
What else have you hacked into? Man, this is serious.
Yeah, I was shocked I was able to pull it off also.
He even bought the trademark and copyright to McKamey Manor.
I want to post my commercial in their Facebook page.
Hopefully I don't get banned for this.
I'd like to introduce to you the new company I just created, McKamey Manor, LLC, a company all about promoting animals. The thing about our company is we're not afraid to show what type of animals we promote. But at McKamey Manor, our favorite animal is the rat. We got rat shirts, mugs, purses, pillows, jigsaw puzzles. Yeah, pretty much the entire company is just selling products based off rats.
Well, after all this, Russ's internal hard drive was malfunctioning. He did not know what to do because guess what? McKamey Manor doesn't exist. Well, not anymore at least. It used to back in the day when it was in San Diego, but eventually Russ's entire crew quit on him, and do you blame him? So instead of having Ben go through the manor, what does he have him do since it doesn't exist? Get this. Russ had Ben doing exercises on his front lawn while dressed in a duck suit. Yep. To make it even more bizarre, he was pouring paint all over Ben's face and zapping him with a dog shock collar.
Oh, there's no brakes.
Okay, keep going.
All right.
So I've been doing these exercises for about an hour now, and I started to think to myself, wait, I thought this was supposed to be a haunted house. Did I show up to the right place? And then things took a little bit of a turn, and not like things got scarier, things just got weird.
Bring over the paint and glitter, would you please? Paint them up good. Awesome. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, just when I picture the world's scariest and most famous haunted house,
We're probably the most famous haunt in the world.
I don't really picture this.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking. Get some pink in there. Yeah.
Pink. Yeah, now that is nice.
Like, did I really just fly from California to do first grade arts and crafts? But for whatever reason, this whole thing made Russ, like, way too happy. It seemed like he was just having the time of his life.
Very different from the footage we've seen on Russ's YouTube channel. Essentially, what Russ was trying to do all along was wear Ben out so that he would be too tired to complete this and move on to the manor. Because Russ said once he completes all these little obstacles, then he would be allowed into the manor. But if the manor doesn't exist, he would need to exhaust Ben to the point where he was disqualified or forced to quit. If Ben's too tired to continue, then there's no way he can find out that the manor doesn't exist. So what does Russ do? He makes Ben tap out by waterboarding him. This guy, I swear. This is what Russ does. If you don't fail the way he wants you to fail, he will make it so intense that it's impossible for you to do. Because remember, Russ is in control. Making people suffer and torturing them is all part of his sick little twisted fantasy, and he's in control of everything that happens. But Russ didn't want anyone catching on to his scheme. Essentially, he's running a scam, allegedly. Don't come after me. He preferred that people online focus on how bad McKamey Manor is and focusing on trying to get it shut down rather than them discovering that it doesn't even exist. And then in Ben's videos, it gets even worse for Russ when Ben gets his friend Danny to go through the manor.
Where my friend Danny Burke is now signed up and ready to go through McKamey Manor. Danny's the absolute perfect person to ever go through this haunted house. I mean, Danny's such a crazy person that they're even making cartoons about him.
Check out this video on YouTube. Holy fuck! If it's on YouTube, how bad can it be? Oh my god! The ants have the most painful venom on Earth!
Yeah, Danny's basically survived to the most painful experience a human can experience, all with a big smile on his face.
Singing like crazy.
McKamey Manor's gonna be nothing to him.
This is the craziest person I've ever met.
And if you thought Ben was crazy, well, take that and double it, and you've got Danny. Yet, despite passing all of Russ's challenges, Danny still couldn't get into the manor. So Russ had to create conflict with Danny, ensuring he would be disqualified and barred from entry. And that's exactly what happened. Danny was sitting there like, come on, this is boring for me. Give me something more challenging. I want to get stung by a wasp. Pepper spray me. Put hot sauce in my eye. Something. And instead, Russ was like, nope, you can't handle this. You're not the right person for McKamey Manor. You're done.
For example, Russ promised him that he would have his head enclosed in a box with bees, wasps, or other creatures.
One of your fans want to see me get through the wasp and all that stuff? Like, that was...
Danny, Danny, stop.
Don't
I respect
complain.
that. It's not complaining, it's simple questions.
Okay.
It says it's a haunted house.
I'm not going to explain this, Danny.
Russ, I'm not trying to be
Yeah,
disrespectful.
well, you are.
I
and it's not
completely
working.
apologize. It is strange because all Danny asked to do was just what was advertised to get him here. But by Danny asking the simple question, I mean, he really put Russ in a sticky situation.
You haven't got there yet. What can you not understand?
And from then on, Ben and Danny made Russ's life so miserable to the point where he threatened to sue them if they released another video on McKamey Manor. I mean, you guys, they trolled him to no end. And this brings us to the hard drive. So apparently there's this hard drive that exists with all the original footage from McKamey Manor that is allegedly so bad that Russ wouldn't stand a chance. This would be the thing that finally took him down. No question. That's how bad whatever is in this hard drive is supposed to be. Because allegedly, there were crimes shown in this hard drive that were so bad, there's no way that Russ wouldn't be sent to prison. The contents of this hard drive are said to be absolutely horrifying. This is when Ben set out to obtain the hard drive in his videos. And let me tell you, that was no easy task. It was quite the saga because the hard drive was originally in someone's possession who passed it to someone else, who then passed it to someone else, who then passed it to someone else. Then it was in some sort of flood. I mean, it was a whole ordeal to track down. So when Ben finally gets hold of the hard drive, he posts the video stating that he has a hard drive, but obviously he can't post what's in the hard drive because posting it would put victims on blast without their consent. And he can't go to the police with it because someone tried doing that in the past and nothing came from it. Russ didn't face any consequences for whatever reason. So that's weird. That's suspicious. Now, I'm not doing a deep dive into Ben's YouTube videos, and I wish I were because they're so great. But just know that I'm barely scratching the surface. They are so well crafted, just shockingly unbelievable. I highly encourage you to check them out. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. But what eventually ended up happening was Ben scoured the internet and scoured the McKamey Manor YouTube channel, searching for things that weren't up to code. Things like, there's no exit sign, there's no railing here, this isn't up to code, that's not up to code. Ben figured this would be the only way he could take Russ down because they weren't going to do anything, obviously. So Ben gathers all this information, sends it to the Attorney General of Tennessee, and 2 days later, the Attorney General says that he's looking into Russ McKamey. I believe all of this, combined with the Hulu documentary, really put Russ under a microscope. And to my surprise, a couple days ago, I log online only to find an article stating that the owner of McKamey Manor has been arrested and charged with attempted and grape. Now, obviously, I'm not happy about these charges, but I'm glad to see that he's been arrested because this guy is insane. The article states that the owner of a controversial Tennessee Halloween attraction featured in a Hulu documentary has been arrested for the grape and attempted of his girlfriend. Russ is currently being held on a $100,000 bond. For those of you who have been following this whole saga and watched Russ's videos on YouTube, this is a huge win because for so long it seemed like taking down this monster was going to be impossible. Most importantly, this is a huge win for all of his victims, though not yet because we still have to see what comes out of the trial. But I know I'll be tuned in because I want to see this guy face the consequences he deserves. I do think Russ's defense team is going to face some serious challenges because not only do they now have the hard drive, but there are numerous witnesses, so much evidence on his own YouTube channel, which is still up, by the way. But also, Russ has constantly bragged on video, making admissions like this.
You think we're torturing people and you think we're getting away with stuff because of the waiver? What do you think?
Man, I don't think you're torturing people, but you definitely beat people up, obviously. You say that in the waiver.
We do. We beat them up big time.
Exactly. I'm not saying torturing. I'm saying you beat people up.
I'll be honest with you, man. We do torture people.
See, there you, thank you. There you go. You
absolutely. We torture them, and I'll tell you this, and I'm okay with this. We've had 3 people die at McKamey Manor, and you know that's the way it happens. And that's why I told you have to be careful and listen to directions. I don't want anybody else dying there. We've had 3 people die who didn't follow directions. I'll be honest with you, man. We do torture people. We do torture people.
Russ has been getting away with this type of abuse for so long, inflicting lifelong pain onto so many people for so many years. I'm dying to see a slice of justice finally be served to his ass. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Have you seen the Hulu documentary? What do you think about it? Have you seen Ben's videos? Do you guys even remember McKamey Manor? Or am I just seeming like a crazy person right now? Sorry that this video was quite dark, but hopefully we will see some light at the end of the tunnel and justice for some of these victims. That's all I have for you guys today. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.